Oh, what is up, everybody? We have Minnesota Burns here, which I feel guilty, Burns, and I'm going to admit why.
Why is that?
Because we didn't talk shit. We didn't even mention that you weren't even on the show.
Yeah,
Well,
I said
I'm offended. I'm offended that you didn't try to offend me.
I know. I didn't talk shit or anything, and I felt kind of bad, but we had a very good flow to the show. So, ooh, what are you opening there, Colby?
Nothing yet.
I got to send Burns one.
Ooh.
The beersy's hot.
What's up?
People are
What's
loving
up?
it.
This is
I
my
need it.
first attempt here. Do I go from the
Oh
bottom?
yeah, it's a learning. You got to put your hand over the top hole, and it basically like that you build up pressure. Yeah.
Can I get a how-to tutorial on the website, please?
Yeah, I know. I need to. People are really concerned that it was just gonna fall off. So you basically have to look. You take it with your one hand. You open. It basically has to be flush, and then you go slow. You don't just jam it on it. Just nice and crispy. I just
So
bought
it's
this.
opposite of my sex game.
Yeah, and just like that. I actually
Yeah,
just.
It actually does feel really flush.
I know. It's way better than the sample that just falls right off. Like this one is going on, off.
Yeah, because I have a sample one somewhere.
But I literally just made a Mexican Beersy bomb. So I bought a 12-pack of Coke, a 12-pack of Corona, and I just slowly opened up the thing of Coke so it doesn't look damaged. Well, it's the glue's drying right now. So then I took 12 Beersies. But listen to this. This is my marketing expertise. You make the video promoting the Beersy with the Beersy bomb, the 12-pack Mexican Beersy bomb. Then I say, oh shit, I just opened, because I had to open up 12 Beersies. I have to give 12 away. Share this shit. So you're going to get residual sales, but you're going to get people that just want shit for free. It doesn't matter what it is. People just want shit for free.
Hey,
So,
quit giving away your marketing secrets.
Hey, no, it's a team. This is a team thing. I'm gonna be open with everything on the show, behind the scenes, Beersy bomb, and people are fucking loving it. But there are people out there that are like, dude, so basically, I was inspired by the can, by somebody slicing open the can, but you can't just take the can off and then put it in your pocket. You know, you can't just, because the purpose is to go places with it. You can't just throw it in your pocket. Colby, take that off and put it in your pocket and tell me if you even notice it. But basically,
I want to notice the difference. Every people just say, other people I've seen say, why don't you just get a koozie? Well, look at the difference here, people.
yeah, it's a fucking modern day koozie. Burns is just sitting in here in awe.
I am. I mean, for your argument, why would you have a koozie? I could still tell that that's a beer if it's in a koozie.
Exactly.
Look how much heat is gonna escape, or coldness is gonna escape from it.
As far as I know, Kyle's drinking a Coke, and I'm not gonna look twice.
Exactly.
When he's walking down the street.
Oh, dude, look at just like when you actually just have it really close like that. Like that's a can of Coke.
But think about. I mean, we even titled the last episode Shark Tank, as we talked about this so much. But think about this, for instance. Every fucking beer company and everything does like their branded koozie. Not necessarily like Bud Light and stuff, but like up and coming like microbrews and stuff. You got to go from the top, Colby. So you have to like start at the top, and then you can ream on it, pulling it up. Yeah. But basically, why would
I'm sure it's easier on an empty can. Sorry.
Yeah, why would a like up and coming, maybe even established beer company not want to let me use their design to design one of these? You know, because why would you not want like that exposure out there? So, but you're kind of doing a couple things. Well, it would be so funny to have one as an actual like respectable beer to put over your Bud Light, like just as a funny gimmick, you know? Because like so many people when I posted the videos were like, "Dude, you're drinking piss," you know? And see, you can't even feel that on the lip, can you?
But what nowadays is considered a respectable beer? Like, do you have to
like a fucking IPA microbrew?
But I'm saying, like, so remember when Burns drank that one beer? I'd never seen that one, that IPA, that citrus one. Is there like, I'm asking, I'm more just, is there
The
like
shittier the taste, the better, the more respectable.
But is there like, do we know? Is probably like Pyramid? Do you have Pyramid there, Burns?
A pyramid? No, I don't. Oh,
See, what's like I'm asking, like, what is like the Budweiser standard of
like
a
Guinness,
nice beer?
Heineken?
That's what they are, really?
Well, I think those ones are kind of more like
those are like your recognizable names.
Oh, Stella,
that you won't like get shit for.
Stella, whatever that one is.
Yeah, but like right here, a Corona Extra, I don't think I would get shit for a Corona.
No.
Even though Corona.
Well, so what's weird is
I could say you're drinking it out of a can, but
Yeah.
I feel like
well,
the
see,
thing
that's the
too-
thing. Why the fuck does that matter?
I think
I'm
too-
just saying that's what the people went.
Oh,
so.
yeah, I know. That's
and then
why
it's always
stupid.
like what's funny is if you drink like a Corona, you'll still have people that will be like, why aren't you drinking Tecate, or why aren't you drinking Modelo? It's like you can't win.
That is terrible.
Oh yeah, so when we went to Mexico, there's like all you can drink tequila and beer for like they gotta give it to us for like $18 a person, you know,
Yeah.
which is if you drink 10 drinks, you know, you killed their margin, right? Until I saw that the beer they're giving us was 40s of Tecate. They were just pouring into plastic
Dude,
cups.
it's so funny. Like when I first time I tried Tecate was at like a like an American Mexican restaurant.
Mhm.
Everyone was like, look at the beers, like Corona, and then your domestic beers, and I was like, oh, Tecate, that's a Mexican beer, and it's only $2.50.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Give me one of those, put a lime in it, take one sip, I'm like, that's Natty Light with a different label.
So the thing with like Tecate, which is funny, is I have a buddy who like that's his go-to cheap beer is Tecate, and it's just there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like another buddy I have, like Devo, who's coming to the Royal Rumble party. Like when he drinks a cheap beer, he has to drink Busch Light because it's just like engraved. It's just
real
engraved in him. Yeah.
Everyone's got like their cheap beer that they're go-to. Like Kyle, probably Bud Light. You have Coors.
I've been more of a Coors Light dude, but
I'll
know
drink
that,
either of those ones.
Did you know that interesting about like if we're talking cheap beers, if you do like we did like a blind taste test one time where like you get like six different kinds of domestic beer and you taste test them all, and then you like write down which one you think it is, and then rank them. Coors Light always last place every time.
really,
I've done that, and
Yeah.
you know what won for me, which is really weird because I've had it since then. Don't like it. It's Miller Genuine Draft,
Oh, terrible.
but
Terrible.
I rated it number 1. In the
Did you?
Yeah, isn't
But-
that weird?
let's sit here and agree that beer is terrible alone. Like just in general, like beer.
Oh, I mean, I'm like you, Kyle, where I don't like to just sit down with a meal and be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna drink one beer and go home." Like if I'm drinking beer, it's like a situation where I know I'm just gonna pound it down. I don't need it to taste good.
Yeah, but there's not. I mean, but we've adapted to thinking that some taste because they all taste like shit. There's just some that don't taste as shitty.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Let's be completely honest. Like an IPA, I don't like I'll drink an IPA with like dinner at a restaurant or something like that, but it tastes like shit. We've just adapted to that shit tasting. Like if you ate turds for every single meal, like eventually have been so adapted to it that shit on that plate, some form of shit like, hey babe, will you eat asparagus more because that shit tasted good today? And we've just adapted it. Because when I think back when I started drinking, I couldn't drink out of a cup, like an open red cup, because I would smell the beer while I was drinking it, and it made me
and everyone
gag.
said it's an acquired taste. You're right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It's
Hey,
not,
put a little salt and pepper on your turds. You'd be all right.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. It all tastes, and to me, it doesn't taste like shit now, just because my body's so adapted to it. So I'm like, oh, this one tastes pretty good compared to that one. But in reality, it tastes like shit.
No, that's a good point.
If I just had my first beer right here, right now, I'd be like, fuck, that tastes like shit.
The first time you do drink a beer, you're like, oh.
It took me a while.
Exactly. I used to like when I would drink beer in the shower when I just started like partying and stuff. I would like half drink it, like half spit it out, like by myself. Like
That's kind of where I think that's my theory on how craft beers became popular. It was like an attempt to make beer not taste as bad.
I like that. Okay, I want to try a game. Let's see. Is there anything else in our food or drink body of work that tastes bad that we've adapted to that we just eat?
Well, I think lots of like organic type stuff or just like health food in general. A lot of that stuff,
like a green drink, like a green smoothie.
So you could be like on Shark Tank where they have like some like, hey, we're making this fucking I don't know. There's always people on Shark Tank that try and like use some type of nutrient that people just hadn't ever used because it tastes like shit. And then even the sharks, like for their first time tasting it, even if the company is doing well, they'll be like, "Oh, this tastes like shit." But then they're like, "Yeah, we sold 1 million in the last 2 weeks," and they're like, "What?"
I'll say,
go ahead, Bert.
I got one food that's terrible that we've adapted to, and that's turkey.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm not talking like sandwich meat turkey, which is pretty decent because it's like seasoned and they put other flavors in it. But like, if you just like make a turkey, if you like make a turkey for Thanksgiving or whatever, That shit is dry as fuck. Unless you're
Well,
like,
it depends on who's making your turkey. I've always liked turkey.
No, I do see the point though, because like, so when like people will meal prep and stuff and whatever, and they'll do like ground turkey. Like ground turkey to me, I don't know if it's just like because I've had so much ground beef in my life, like pounds of ground beef in my life. Ground turkey to me, like my wife made it one time. She was like, "Oh, can you tell?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fucking
you have to
turkey."
like cut it with tons of fat.
same with if you were making just like a plain like chicken breast with like no seasoning or like
Yeah. Turkey's a really good one because you're right. A lot of it's like a staple when it comes to Thanksgiving. Everyone's eating turkey, and like Kyle said, most people don't cook it. Like I cook it on the smoker, so it's almost impossible to fail. You just cook it low and slow. But most people just throw it in the oven and hope it works.
Yeah.
And then they've just ate it their whole life. I talked about this to someone the other day when I was eating sushi. Like I didn't know medium rare or rare steaks until I met my wife because my dad and mom and everyone, like when they cooked them, they always cooked them well done. Yeah, but that's just. But I loved steak, and I was like, oh, and this is how I love steak because it's just well done. And then I had
like if you're talking about like the evolution of food, if you go back to like the time you're saying your parents or whatever, a lot of times they didn't like season their meat; they would just boil it and put it on a plate, and it's fucking gross.
Well, let's just take for instance why. I would say that beef is probably something we adapted to so much because look at like so you got a buddy that hunts and he's like, hey, I just got some veal, and you taste it and you're like, what in the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Well, do you think there's such a massive difference between like a cow I mean, there is a difference because we've like humans have been eating cows and beef for so long that we're just born adapted to it, but we don't eat really elk and deer or not. Elk is actually really good, but like in like a beef stick form, you can still like taste gamey and stuff in like steak form. But it's pretty interesting because if
deer though is very gamey.
But if we ate it, in everything like we do in beef,
it happens like if you were like to domesticate deer or whatever, you just kind of breed whatever tastes the best.
Yeah.
Well, then let's think about it this way too. There's I'll use two examples here. The first one, let's just say Kyle, how old's Abel? 5?
Yeah, I think.
Let's just say like from 1 to 4 or whatever he started eating, like he just hated beef for those first 4 years. Now at 5, one day he was just like, Dad, I like this hamburger. He wouldn't remember at 15 or 16 years old, I never liked beef. At 5, he might have hated it for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then the other one I'm thinking about is sushi and like fish. Like fish for a lot of people who don't live like in sushi towns. Even like when I again lived in Utah, I never had sushi because it's like, well, where am I getting it from? Yeah. Like they're not helicoptering it in. So, like fish is very weird because even now there's some fish when like I'll put it in my mouth and I'm like, I shouldn't be eating this right now. Like the texture's weird and like, but I know people who like Alita's sister, she'll eat like the really thick macro whatever fish where it's just literally
like a white fish.
Yeah, and it's just like a thick piece of fish that she just puts in her mouth and just like chews it like a steak.
Yeah, speaking of adapting to stuff, I think that we don't need vaccines because that's what's going on in Washington.
Oh, I saw that.
You following that along?
Nice little measles outbreak there, buds.
People are literally fucking retarded. It is crazy.
I have a theory. I have a theory on why they're so dumb, and I'm gonna.
Well, actually, fill everybody in real quick.
Yeah, let everyone know.
So basically, I'm sure everyone has heard like the anti-vax moms or whatever who are like.
Kyle's talked about him before.
Oh yeah.
There's like the wrong theory that like a doctor who had his medical license stripped said that like vaccines caused autism, and vaccines are dangerous or whatever, and it's gotten to a point where there's so many that it's hurt the herd immunity. Herd immunity meaning basically there's enough people vaccinated where a disease can't really spread into people who can't get vaccinations for allergic reasons or other health reasons. And now measles is on its way back. We basically had it almost eradicated, except for maybe third world countries. And it's back.
And it's in our home state it's kind of like a Portland, Washington thing, but it's in me and Colby's home state.
Why are people so stupid?
This is my theory. I have a couple.
That's what we were setting up. Look, I set it up perfectly.
I have a couple different theories. So first one would be something where people that are living now or that are young, it seems to be like more younger parents, right? So those people never grew up in a time when like smallpox was killing people. So
Yeah.
they haven't seen like a major disease outbreak. So they just show up. I don't want to vaccinate. And another reason could be that they've just had a bad experience with a doctor and they just don't trust him for whatever reason. And
Well, people are
they're
just
lazy.
so easy to persuade these days, and anybody can write some piece of content or say anything, and some people, naive people, can easily believe that
as long as it's
there's truth behind
especially
it.
especially if it's sciencey sounding.
Yeah.
Well, Birds, you saw the show we talked about, Money. What was the Money one we watched? Money.
Dirty money.
Dirty Money, yeah. Like episode 4 was when they were saying how the pharmaceutical industry would write these articles and they would pay certain publications to publish them in medical journals, you know, which is like
Yeah.
you type in Google, does this ingredient help me lose weight? And then it would come up as a medical like study, but it's completely just paid.
Yeah, that's so pretty much any large publication you could pay to have, some form of article inserted, to promote yourself. But another thing is, like, I think for the most, like, what sucks about these parents is they're actually looking out for their children. Like, that is basically how it's working, is they got scared into thinking that you don't need these vaccines and that your child can die or get autism by getting these vaccines. So, basically, they're looking out for their kids, but at the same time, too naive, and they're actually fucking their kids, possibly.
Yeah, I honestly think that it should be a law that these parents should not be allowed to keep their children.
Dude,
It's
laws
serious.
and stuff are insane when it comes to, like, children. Like, there's so many people out there that just should not have kids. Now, there's no way to really, like, what do you take a homeless woman and you fine her because she has a kid? No, you can't do that. That makes zero sense. But
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, it should definitely be mandatory if you want to go to any like public school. Like, let's say your kid was going to school, Kyle, and and there was like 2 or 3 moms, and there was like, yeah, our kids aren't vaccinated. They're
Yeah,
coming.
no. There should be, regulations when it comes to stuff like that. It just shows. So out of, I think, like 26 people that got the measles, like some insane amount, like 22 or maybe 19 out of the 22 weren't vaccinated, which is fucking insane. There's like your data right there,
That's
but
all you need. That's
but
such a high percent.
I'm
That's not an
sure
anomaly.
I'm sure that these moms are just gonna be like, well, it's probably fake, so they believe everything else.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because I'll go to this page and I'll go to all these like moms' profiles, and like all their husbands in the pictures, are like profile pictures, just look dead on the inside. They're just like they're just
stuck.
they're just fucked. But it's crazy. I mean, it's if it wasn't for social media, there would be no movement like that.
I
You can
remember.
say that for a lot of dumb shit.
I've
man.
only known one family that didn't vaccinate their kids, and it's a great story. So there was like when I was a kid, there was a chiropractor. He had like a family chiropractor in-home like business or whatever, where people would go do their chiropractor thing. But he had like in his practice, he had like a chiropractor belief that like you just needed to make sure my kids are all getting their adjustments, and they don't need vaccines. The adjustments will help him just fine. And then his kids got whooping cough and almost died.
Oh my god. It's so like you feel bad for the kid, but like at the same time it's like you don't want shit bad to happen to the kids, but it's like you want that told you so moment to like these moms. Maybe
right.
not. Obviously you don't want their kids to die, but it sucks because some of them shit doesn't happen, but some of them get whooping cough and fucking like there's some things that if you get when you're that younger age, there's a high chance it can kill you.
Here's what I want to do. I want to propose an experiment to all these moms. So this is a testable hypothesis, right? If you say that vaccines are ineffective or cause a disease, this is what I want them to do. I want them to voluntarily go into a quarantined room, unvaccinated from smallpox, and be exposed to it.
Hey,
Yeah, see, that's the thing is
Let's see what happens. Are they willing to do it? How much do you actually believe what you're saying?
it's just they don't understand. They're just retards. Like they don't understand
like I said
percentages.
Yeah, like I said before, they've never been around when they saw like polio and smallpox and
Yeah.
measles.
When you
I also think you're right too, Kyle. With they're all easily what's the word? Easily
They're impressionable, yeah.
impressionable.
no, they're retarded.
Well, that too.
Let's
but
be
I'm saying,
real.
like,
They're retarded. I mean, that's not the best word to use, but they're taking statistics, which honestly, I haven't done my research or anything, but let's just say that of the vaccinations, 0.001% get, somehow it leads to autism. Okay.
Oh, we could say like you have like a certain percentage chance of getting it. Even if that's true, is that worse than
That's what I'm
dying?
saying. They don't weigh out like they're like, I will not do it. Do you know there's a better chance of your kid getting cancer by you fucking microwaving a bagel than getting autism from this fucking shot? Like I don't even know if it actually causes autism. I don't know.
Here's my favorite thing that I've seen like some arguments make besides like autism or whatever is that they don't understand basic chemistry. So they'll be like, well, these vaccines have traces of mercury in it, and what that traces of mercury is when it's combined with other ingredients in the vaccine is meant to protect the vaccination when it's in transit from being exposed to bacteria, right? And ruining it, whatever. So basically, these people don't understand. You could tell them, hey, sodium on its own, when when it comes in contact with water, explodes, and chlorine is a very high toxic substance and can kill you. But when you combine them, it makes fucking salt.
Well, yeah, exactly. So it's just interesting. It's like people just thrive on like going against the grain nowadays and like not doing, just like the norms. Like yesterday, Jones got circumcised. Now there's lots of people out there that say you shouldn't do that. There's lots of people out there that say that's probably the same fucking moms that are saying, hey, you're inflicting pain on your child. Like, why would you do that? But it's just crazy that so lots of people won't, they won't get circumcised. First off, I would honestly just get my kids circumcised because the majority of everybody else is circumcised. Like, if a girl is having sex with all these circumcised dudes and then like do you want somebody looking at your dick and being like, what in the fuck is that?
She's gonna be like, later, weirdo.
Is that cheese coming out of the head there?
Gonna drop a little later, weirdo.
But I'm just saying, like, just because you go with the norms, like, doesn't mean it's a bad thing. There are people that are just so hardcore, like, I'm like against the grain. I'm a rebel. Like, no, just get your fucking dick cut and don't ruin your child's life in that sense when he's in third grade in his, somebody sees his dick in the bathroom and then they start calling him like anteater dick, something along those lines. But it's
what, Kyle, you don't worry about vaccinating your children. Just give them a bath of essential oils, everything.
Oh my God. I guarantee it's the same damn movement. What's funny is I was dropping so many, because when you have the kid, basically you just got like nurses and other doctors coming in left and right.
Nature's booty.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Head out of my screen.
Those are actually Coley. He just has
these are $2. I have one of these little humidifier thingies.
Yeah, it's actually his room smelling minty. But what I was saying is, like, I was dropping so many like anti-vax jokes, and I'd be like dead serious. Not even jokes. I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna go anti-vax on this one, and I would just say it like dead serious because it's always kind of like a weird. You're really comfortable at a hospital because like you're like asleep, and then 3 people come in at 2 a.m, and you're just like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's like you're like sharing your life basically with random people. But no, it's interesting.
I don't know how these parents like get away, because I mean, obviously you have to bring your kid for checkups to the doctor, right? I mean, eventually the doctor will be like, yeah, it's time for vaccination.
No, dude. So listen, I was reading the anti-vax yesterday, this page, because it inspired me to read, and also a mom was saying like, how do I avoid being pressured by the doctor to like during a checkup to not get my shots or the shots for the baby? And everybody was telling the mom to just skip the appointments, like just to go buy a scale and just send in an email to the doctor saying like, oh yeah, here's the weight and stuff like that.
That's not gonna work.
Saying,
if I was like a doctor, like honestly, if there was like a parent, there has to be like doctors doing this where like a parent will say, I'm not gonna vaccinate my kids. I would just say, well, I can't help you then. You have to leave.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be liable if something happens.
Yeah, no, I would like it fucking sucks because when somebody like that is wrong and their kid dies, you can't just like point in their face, be like, "I told you so." You know,
You
like
wish you could. You wish you could.
yeah, it's just crazy. Like go follow or just go read anti-vax pages. It's just like everybody has their own story.
You could search like vaccinations on the Twitter search and just find the most idiotic people.
Yeah, so like this one, I have it up right here. There's parents against vaccinations. So like they asked, well, what is this girl? Oh, okay. So Rebecca Barnes, and like she has the fucking short hair mom cut.
But just she goes by Becky for
She
sure.
has, you can see in her eyes like death on the inside.
She wants to see the manager.
Yeah, let's read this. This is how fucking dumb they are. Hi, I am UK based and I have 2 children, 5 and 4. They both had their baby so she's speaking a little gibberish. They both had their baby vaccinated. They had one lot of what should be 2 vaccines at the preschool age. I've decided not to vaccinate anymore. However, we are going to northern Thailand, so they're concerned now that they're going to a different country.
Oh, you have to be vaccinated before you go there.
Yeah, we're going to northern Thailand in 3 weeks, and the pressure and fear is being put on me because I'm not giving them the recommended vaccines to go there. Tetanus, Hep A, MMR, just a bunch of fucking ones. My son has got terrible skin issues as well as behavior issues. I believe it's to do with the C-section at birth and vaccinations. Like, is that not the biggest scapegoat?
Gosh, dude, pause for a second. Right now, Thailand, I typed in Northern Thailand needs for vaccination. Right now, they require standard tourists to get recommended vaccinations to cover all of these childhood diseases: tetanitis, some I think I can't even pronounce, measles, mumps, and rubella.
That's MMR. Yeah.
As well as cover against the foodborne diseases of another word I can't, and hepatitis. They're saying that the Thai countryside is very dangerous for children. So it's basically like in bold that they need to get vaccines. All right, keep going, Kyle.
Yeah, so basically she goes to blame. She says, my son's got terrible skin issues as well as behavioral issues, and I believe it's to do with his C-section birth and vaccinations.
See,
so it's just like the biggest scapegoat.
That's the thing with these parents, though, is that they want something else to blame for any problems that their child has. Like if your child got autism, well, who do I blame? Well, I'm sorry, that's just the way the cookie crumbled for your kid. Now take care of it and treat it like you would any other kid. You can't blame something. It's a genetic disease. Or not,
yeah.
not really.
Northern Thailand has active open cases of fucking malaria.
Yeah.
I just sent Burns the list because he might be able to pronounce more of them than I could.
But why? If you believed in anti-vaxxing, why are you concerned of this? You know,
Because it's like Burns said,
because they're fucking retarded.
If it was life or death and it came down to it, and there's the room, and if you went in the room and you weren't vaccinated, you would get the smallpox. And if there came life or death, they probably wouldn't do it. But on the internet, they're fucking gangsters.
Yeah.
They're internet gangster moms. That's the title.
I like how like I did my research. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you go to medical school? Did you study immunization?
Hey, this is from the Center of Disease Control and World Health Organization. I'm pretty sure those motherfuckers are smart. Call me crazy.
No, they're looking out for the fucking big pharma, dude. Let's see here. So I also have a severely autistic cousin who showed clear signs following the MMR. What does that mean?
It's measles, mumps, rubella shot. You
Okay.
Already just got.
So they have severe autism, and then she was showing clear signs of even more autism after the shots, apparently. I really do not want to vaccinate them, but also understand that I'm traveling to a country where infections may be more common. But according to her, these don't have anything to do with infections, though, correct? Because if you're concerned about these massive, do they not basically not believe in these diseases, or they are just concerned their kid's going to get autism?
I honestly don't know. That's a question you would have to ask them.
Yeah. I'm really looking for advice, some risk analysis, alternative treatments. Thanks in advance. And then it's funny because you'll see like everybody super serious, and then you'll just see one super sarcastic dude. She goes, so this dude goes, yeah, great idea. No worries. They'll be fine. If the malaria doesn't get them, the Japanese encephalitis will. Worth the gamble, or you could just not take them. The Jeffrey. Now, unless you are going to the slums, mountain hiking, or somewhere near unhygienic spots, why would being in the mountains be unhygienic? It would be fucking deep into the city with a billion people, right?
All right.
Hiking or somewhere near unhygienic spots, the impression given to you about Thailand as it's full of disease and deadly virus being a third world is overhyped. So it's, these people are, and that was a dude.
You know what's funny is I flew to Utah. What was that? Like 2 months ago, a month ago, and my daughter was it must have been a while ago because it was like Thanksgiving-ish because she wasn't one yet, and she had like a runny nose and a kind of warm and it was kind of fussy, and I'm like, I'm not putting her on a plane in case she's sick. You know, like I took her to like not the emergency room, but like the urgent care. You know, and like the doctor looked at her and everything. He's like, it's just a cold. She'll be fine, you know, yada, yada, yada. These motherfuckers are like, I might go to Thailand here without a vaccine. I'm looking at this list of shit. Hepatitis. All these things I can't pronounce. If I can't pronounce it, it's not fucking good.
Let me read this last comment real quick. So then Emily Jack says, are the vaccines mandatory for entry into Thailand? I know when traveling to some nations, you have to prove the vaccination upon entry. So shitty. If not, now listen to this part. This is why the fucking internet is insane to me. Like, nobody is just realistic. Like, this is where they go after this. If not, and assuming that you're not going to let your children play with any dead animal carcasses, drink dirty water, or swim in a stale pond, you should be okay. Pack your favorite insect repellent and be mindful as you would be at home and have fun. These people are they're living their life fucking being mindful about what insect it's just insane. Like, that's not how you get these massive diseases, by playing in carcasses. You can, obviously, it would up the chances, but a lot of these, you go sit on a toilet seat and you fucking could get it, you know?
Someone sneezes on you.
Well, it's not even just that, though. It's just like, so food prep in Thailand is like, so you know, you go to a place in America and it has like, oh, this has a B rating. It's very clean kitchen. You know, this is a C rating taco truck, whatever. You're like, okay, C rating taco truck. I may get sick, but it's really fucking good tacos. Here in Thailand, you can ride up on a boat and just be like, hey, what's that? And she's like, pad Thai. Sweet, I'll take some of that. Okay, $1. Like, what? It's just a lady sitting there with like an open fire and like a wok, making you probably the best pad Thai you're gonna eat. But who fucking knows? Oh, look at that guy.
Dude, you know what?
Look at how dead this guy is on the inside, man. He's fucking dead.
Can you imagine? I just want to imagine like how much crazier this would be if you still had to get vaccinated for smallpox. So you don't have to anymore because it's eradicated in the 80s, but you still have to get like the MMR because measles are the thing. But the smallpox vaccine, you had to be like cut open on your arm.
Oh, really?
It left a scar. Yeah.
Really?
If your parents probably had it, ask them to see their scar. They probably have one. Here. Yeah, you had to be like cut open like 3 times on your arm.
Here's another anti-vax husband. Look at how fucking.
They all look the same.
He's
dude.
just so dead on the inside. I'm gonna make just an article of nothing but a gallery of anti-vaxxers' husbands. Like,
you should be like
a viral video.
You should title it like what happens when your wife goes anti-vax.
Yeah, and have to make a video too, and then have the song playing. Be like, the Sarah McLachlan in the arms of age.
That would be actually super funny. It's just nothing but husbands' faces of and then you don't really say that like these guys need help. And then at the end it's like they are all husbands of anti-vaxxers, and like just showing
donate $1 to get these guys out of their way. Yeah, like how they do the very sad puppy commercial.
Look at this.
If you donate $1 a day can help a dad sneak their child out to the doctor's
half
office.
smirk to smile. Look how dead this guy is on the inside. This is just fucking beautiful.
My thing is like, we always talk about this. Like, how are there people in the world who do this? Or how are there people in the world who do that? Or how are there people this dumb who believe this? And I feel like every time we talk about it, it's like, it's almost like it's almost like a disease where you're playing like a game and it's like 2 goes to 4, then 4 goes to 8, then 8 goes to 16, and 16 goes to 32. And they're just like multiplying every time we talk about something else, whether it be politics or people vaccinations or people falling for scams. It's like, it seems like every time it's getting worse, and I'm worried that we're getting close to like a boom here.
We're gonna be like living in an idiocracy.
Yeah, that's what like when I remember it was probably in the episodes in the very first 50 when we talked about how like we brought up that article how it's like millennials and stuff like the smart CEOs and everything like that like aren't having more kids, or like successful people aren't having kids. And then Kyle was like, you know who's having kids?
Dumb people.
All these dumb people have 4 or 5 kids and they can't control them, they don't parent them well, yada yada yada. And that's who now is running these Facebook pages.
Dude, you should see. So every morning, Rachel's always watching the Today Show, and like yesterday, the big topic was how old people are still having sex, and it's even better than when they were young. And it was like the creepiest fucking thing. Listening to these like 55 plusers like talk about, and like creepy ass 55 plusers like talk about, and then because basically the catch line is like millennials or whatever basically aren't having sex, and like then they had like 4 millennials on there like talking about reasons why they're not having sex, and the reason is because they're fucking losers, because most of them don't move out of their house till they're like between like 26 and 29. Well, you're not bringing girls over to have sex at your mom's house, you know.
Well,
like,
let me tell you something. The people who are having sex as a millennial in their parents' house are the same people who are like us, who you give me a survey, I ain't fucking taking it.
yeah,
All these surveys are so stupid because I was a millennial or whatever I was in college, and it's like, oh, college kids on this campus now seem to do this. It's like, none of my friends fucking took this test. You're just making this shit up with 100 people who are nerds.
Yeah, who's the fucking nerd
taking
taking this survey? Like, I've never taken a survey, like a free form, like in my own time survey in my fucking
Nobody
life.
has.
Like, think about the losers that sit in front of Walmart, like trying to get you to like change a law or whatever. Like, who fucking is taking 10 minutes out of their day to stop and sign some bullshit for some guy that's just asking random people? Like, if people actually cared about it, they wouldn't sit there. They would already have done something about it, you know?
You know what else that reminds me of is like when there's elections coming up and you get like these polls that they took from like callers. So like, I don't know anyone. I have never gotten a call like that, nor do I know anyone.
Yeah, well,
No,
they
that's
use
like
it
when
to.
they do- yeah,
they probably
never.
fuck with the stats to be like, well, look, Trump's got a big lead. We better all vote for him.
It's like it's like when they do like the Nelson TV ratings, and it's like, oh man, worst show open for this like ever. It's like, hey, 1, it's on DVR. 2, Hulu. 3, I'll wait for it to come out and binge it on Netflix. Like, it's not like I'm not watching it, and I've also never been pulled for this shit.
So if somebody tells me that, dude, that's the best koozie ever, can't I like, you know how many restaurants say like the best burger in the world, like world famous? Like what?
Everyone.
Like what is like? There's no downside to saying that. Like I could say this is the best koozie in the world because somebody told me that, right?
Guys, we're on to something right now. Hold on.
I'm onto something. I have another example. So if you go to like a website that like is like selling a product or whatever, and you see people's photos and their testimonial, like who's agreeing to like getting their photo taken and be like, this is my testimonial?
Because they're not real, dude. They're not real. They know that ups conversion rates. It's a wild world out there, boys.
All right, I just wrote this down. Hold on. This is our new business. All right. Oh my gosh, this is fucking genius.
All right, here we go.
I'm building off of what both of you guys said and how this all started. All right. So our business, I don't know what we're gonna call it yet. Well, it'll come out soon. Be the best is our business, right? You have something that you want to be known as the best. We will do our PR job. We'll send you out a certificate you can hang out in your office, in your restaurant, on your social media. We'll help you with a trophy. We'll put a marketing plan together for you with a hype video, a promotional Facebook post saying, hey, this person is the best at this, and here's
congratulating
why.
with the reward.
Are we gonna be the new JD Power Awards?
Yes, exactly. Or like the Michelin tires who now rate the best restaurants, and that's the only way to know if you're like a Michelin 4-star chef because some fucking tire company rated you a 5-star. What the fuck, guys? It's our new business, man. It's called Be the Best. People send us money and they want to be like, Kyle, I want the best. I want to be known as the best koozie. Okay, we need one person to say this.
You make them a plaque. You make them a plaque that they can take pictures of for social media.
A fucking trophy, and then the key is the marketing plan. So we'll make them like a hype video, flashing in with their product, and it'll be like, be the best. We're award winning for best koozie in America. Or we can even make it more specific. Best Chinese food in Covington. Oh fuck, this place won an award. I'm gonna go eat it.
Or it'd be funny to have like a little town where it's like, so what if there were rules? Like you can't just say, hey, I'm the best pizza in New York, you know?
Yeah.
What if you just had a little town, like you figured out how to buy a little post office or whatever, and you change, like, so this is just how if it was a law to say you had the best pizza in Washington, okay? If that was a law and you actually had to show proof that you were the best pizza in Washington, you couldn't just say it. So you just buy a little, this would be the best business model ever. You would just buy a little town, you know, or make one. Fuck it.
Just make your own town.
You would name that town America.
Oh, nice.
Now, but listen to this. This is why it would make money. Because everybody knows that if it says you're the best burger in Washington, this is literally has to be the best burger in Washington. So people are going to come over from all around Washington. When people are traveling to Washington, they want the fucking best burger, right? Because you can't say you're the best burger without being voted in the best burger. So you have a little town in fucking shithole Texas named America. In America, basically people have...
Wait, hold on. Are you calling the town IN space America? Because that makes it even better.
I'm sure.
Yeah, there we go.
Sure.
In America. I'm just saying you probably can't say America.
So like, here is the business model. You charge these big, huge brand businesses, such as like fucking Guy Fieri's downtown New Orleans Southern cooking.
Flavor Town, baby.
So this is how you boom the town as well. He fucking puts that restaurant, because he has to make a chain to have a restaurant in America. So he puts that restaurant there, so boom, you're booming that town. You're already a hot topic attraction. Now Guy Fieri could say he has the best tortellini salad in America because the town that consists of fucking me just voted it in. Whoo!
Fuck yes, dude. Boom. This is fucking genius.
Now we just gotta buy a town and change
the
the law.
hype behind all of this is so, like we said, everyone is so stupid nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Like we'll make our own Yelp system, and it's like, oh, it's got 88 out of 400 America votes for best in town. That's really good. Oh, is it really? Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
It'd be so funny if I had the time, effort, and thought process to basically make up some fucking bullshit. Like just complete bullshit, but try to...
That's how you make money now. It's just bullshit products.
Well, dude, but try and sell it try and sell it, you know, do all the process, get some, you know, fake doctor and write-ups and stuff like that. So actually speaking of weirdness, so there is one of my sister's best friends from like high school. What does she do? She freeze-dried parts of her placenta and turned it into like a powder and put it in a pill, and then every like couple days she would eat one of those pills.
What?
Why?
Because apparently because cats eat their fucking placenta after they give birth, so there must be some nutrients you cannot get from that placenta. Some bullshit that she got sucked into and eats her own placenta yeah.
That's fucking gross. That's like when people do they'll do like caveman diets and stuff, and then like health people will be like, hey motherfuckers, there's the reason why all the cavemen died. Like, you know, they didn't have like the stuff, like they didn't have a machine that could make a fucking Big Mac.
That's a great business idea, Kyle, about the placenta. We could start a company where we go around to hospitals in the giving birth ward and just
so they just dump that shit. We can get that shit for free.
Yeah, we just pick it up and we put it in pill form. We market it as nutrients you can't get anywhere else. Take this pill once a day.
Have you guys seen
$50 a bottle?
I just saw it. So because I just gave birth, or my wife did, but I just saw a video of a dude that was like supporting his wife while she was pushing, and somebody was filming him, and he goes over, he kind of like peeks at her vagina. I mean, he's at her, like her shoulder, and he peeks over, and he kind of gets another look, and he goes, ugh! he fucking started gagging.
He just traumatized his sex life forever.
Yeah, I could never do it. Jared, one of me and Colby's buddies, he fucking filmed. His wife just had a C-section the day after me and Rachel had a baby. He filmed them taking the baby out of the slit in her stomach.
Oh, fuck.
Why?
I don't know.
Who do you show that shit to?
I don't know. He's
that's
giving
like
me.
That's another level I want to talk about. Like this is what. So like when people will film concerts and shit for like 48 snaps, in my head I'm like, who are you gonna go show this to? Or are you gonna sit on the couch and be like, check this out? Here's the.
I
whole
will
show.
never understand that.
But this is even like this is a whole nother level. Like who do you possibly sit down next to on a couch and it's like, you want to see a baby get pulled out of
Dude, he fucking just nonchalantly sent it to, or not he didn't, but Lauren just nonchalantly sent it to Rachel. Yeah, it's like, what, dude? That just ruined my day. Like, I know there are the people that are like, dude, but giving birth is fucking beautiful. No, it's not. It's disgusting. Like, it is
process.
It's traumatizing.
The process is disgusting. The idea and what
the end game is awesome. No, the process and the idea and everything is beautiful. Watching that process is disgusting. And it's not just me saying it. Like, Rachel wouldn't want me front and center staring at her shit. I don't want to do it. And the majority of the people don't. Like, it's not cool to... Like, I mean, Rachel's mom, I would not be able to do it. She's just like, oh, he's coming out. And I'm just like, how? I'm sitting there, like, having a panic attack. Like, it was weird. But, hey, let's jump right into our ad. We got stitchfix.com/dudecomedy. We just didn't change out the thing. But, hey, we'll still put it in there because why not? We're trying to get love. We're trying to make it extensive with them. So, stitchfix.com/dudecomedy.
Also, we got word that our guest, Sarah Jane Underwood, had some internet troubles out in the wilderness, so she's going to hopefully join us another time. But thanks, everyone, for all those questions. We'll ask them to her whenever she shows up.
What if she did show up? I'd be so nervous. You know how many times I'd jerk to her? I'm just kidding. I posted an article yesterday. An 18-year... Well, actually, it was from August, so they might be older now. But an 18-year-old female YouTuber... is openly flaunting her dating a 13-year-old Instagram kid. And they're like on his Instagram, they're like dancing and all this stuff, making out. She's 18, at least from August 2018. How is that not?
That doesn't mean he doesn't jump to 18.
No, I know, but I'm saying that even it would sounds kind of worse. Somebody 19 and 14.
Mexico's age of consent.
It's not in
12.
Mexico. They live in Dallas.
That's gross that Mexico's age of consent is fucking 12.
Is it?
16 in some states in the U.S.
Yeah, well, she's 14
So even
and he's
that,
18.
Yeah, even that.
Or he 13 and 18, sorry. But it's weird. It's
she
just
made like a statement or anything?
Back then she did, but she's still all over his current Instagram, dancing, rubbing her pooter on his leg and all this stuff. But if that was a dude, there would be some form of charges because I believe that's what we like to call statutory rape, ladies and gentlemen.
Statutory raping. There's another one. I'm going to lead this into another one. Riley Reid, popular person. Everyone's probably seen or heard about her. She had a tweet in 2014. I wonder if I can find it quick enough. I don't want to butcher it.
Just say it.
Burns, talk about something for 30 seconds.
No, just say it.
Yeah, just go with what you're going there.
I guarantee you I can find it in 30 seconds. Oh, here it is.
I know what I'm going to be watching later today, though. The Gordon Ramsay episode of Hot Ones just came out.
Oh, nice. Okay, Riley Reid said this. Where's the date? Oh, this is in 2014. When I lost my virginity, I raped him. Like, he said no like 3 times, and I just got on his dick, LOL. He's like, no, not now. And then she says another one that she took a guy's virginity in a movie theater, and he kept trying to push her off, but she stayed on him. And she like tweeted these things out. But then the other day was like doing like #MeToo stuff. And it's interesting because like, well, what we're saying is like,
did somebody just discover those tweets?
Yeah. And then it's like, if this was a guy, obviously like Riley Reid, a porn star versus professional Kyler Murray going pro, when that stuff comes up and it's like, oh, he said this, like everyone's always like, "Oh, fuck this guy," you know, like he was a piece of shit back when he was 13, whatever.
They don't
Like,
care.
This girl just like admits in a tweet that she like raped somebody, and then nowadays can be like hashtag me
And
too.
she
like,
said rape, right?
100%. I got it right in front of me. That's why I wanted to find it before I said it.
Will you drop that in the chat? I might have to build upon that.
No.
Yes. Mhm. All right, let's shut this shop down, boys. We 50 minutes in. Get your Beersy, beersy.com.
Send me one, Kyle.
Burns, just go check out on the site and use like your PayPal or something. Then once I ship it, I'll just refund it. Way easier. I had like David Levy asked one. I'm like, it's actually just easy because you got to send me like your address and stuff, and I got to like hand put in an order, yada yada yada. Just go check out on beersy.com, and then I'll refund your order.
Plus, it looks good to the shareholders. You're making sales.
Yeah.
Did you send one to Dave?
He hasn't
That's
ordered
called
yet.
fraud.
I've already gone through 200 of them.
That's actually a good scheme right there. If that Beersy thing was big or whatever, just tell everyone that to buy one and then you refund their order. But
That's what people used to do on Amazon.
Yeah, that's
still make it look like you made sales.
So on Amazon, what they would do, Burns, is they would say, "Go buy. I need 100 sales on Amazon. Go buy it for $6." And then when you send them the receipt, they would PayPal you or Venmo you back $6 because that boosts their Amazon.
Or you just do reviews that way. You say, hey, like just buy it at cost, so you're not losing any money, and voila, you get a free 5-star review, which hopefully I can get. It's kind of weird. So Chinese, I order them through China, but they go on their what is today, Thursday? They go on Chinese New Year on Saturday, and that means everybody does it too for 2 weeks. So I'm a little concerned because I have about 800 left. But I can't just like go find a huge platform and sell all 800 out, and then I'm at least, a month out before I get a new order. A little concerning.
Well, that's because you didn't get it in America, where the president is the best president we've ever had. He would have got it figured out for you.
America. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good weekend. Go get yourself a Beersy. If you can't drink, now you can.
Go get yourself a vaccine.
All right.
What is today, Thursday? See ya.
Yep.
Bye.